Hi, I'm Tony, and you're not in Pop Pop's workshop. Today we're in Iowa City, Iowa, on location at the Woodcraft store, interviewing the owner, Eric Casteel. Eric, thanks for having us.
Coming in.
Maybe a little background on yourself?
Sure. I did not originally come out to own a wood store. It just sort of happened accidentally. I was going to be a historian. My wife and I were both academics, and we initially started out in North Carolina, and she was heavily recruited by the university here, University of Iowa, and so we ended up moving to Iowa City. And my career as a historian didn't really pan out after that, so I went back into working retail, which was kind of my background. That's how I put myself through college and grad school all through the years. So I was working, selling wine here in town, and when COVID hit, that kind of went south after that. That's did for a lot of people. So at that point, I was unemployed, and my wife said, "Well, hey, why don't we work on those built-in bookshelves that we've been wanting, and the tables that we've been wanting to do?" And so I said, "Sure, let's do that." And then we look around town and realize that there really isn't any place in eastern Iowa that supports a serious woodworker.
Right.
We don't have places for high-quality rough-cut lumber. We don't have places for high-end tools. So that sort of started both of us thinking about maybe a sort of a different kind of retail career, and got to thinking about what we could possibly do. I knew about Woodcraft because my dad worked for them down in Arizona.
Nice.
So I spoke with him for a little while, and after getting sort of a feel-good report from him, we contacted Woodcraft about opening a franchise here in town, and they took a little time getting back to us initially because I think they wanted to sort of figure out if Eastern Iowa was going to be sort of a good demographic area. But when they got back to me, they said, "We think it could work in this area," and especially because they would be starting a store with somebody who knows and understands retail. That gave it an even better chance for success.
Yeah.
So that's how it started. We started the conversation with them, and then pushed all the way through and opened the store on January 17th.
Yeah, I remember, January. I was here. It was great.
Here,
yeah. So that kind of explains why Woodcraft. You had that bug, woodcrafting bug, right? And you had the background retail, which if you're going to run a retail store for anything, you need to have that. So that's great. So how have the first few months gone?
They have gone fantastic. We have gotten a lot of support from the community. Woodworkers coming from all over. We were hoping as we planned the store, and kind of gambling as we planned the store, that we would be able to pull from 60 or 70 miles away, because that then would get us into Cedar Falls and Waterloo, and into Quad Cities, and then a host of surrounding smaller communities around the Iowa City area. And that is what's happened. We're getting people from all over the place who, people in Quad Cities, they don't have to drive to Chicago anymore, or drive to Madison and pay the tolls.
Oh, yeah.
Much easier to just get on I-80 and head west over to here. So we're really, really pleased with the response that we've gotten from the immediate community, but especially from the outlying community.
Right.
It can be a little bit of a drive for them, but we hope that we're meeting their needs. Once they get here.
I can say I don't fear talking for the community here. It's been great for us because, like you said, this just didn't exist. We had to get stuff on Amazon and doing that. You hope it's right, but if it's not, oh well. But here I can come and look at the same stuff.
Yes.
Same brand, same everything, and I can get my hands on it and I can see, is this going to work for me?
Yes.
I've seen social media posts from people as far away as down in southern Missouri that have come here, and they posted about it and said they had a great time. I mean, this specific location, I'm like, wow, that's a good draw. So, yeah, if you build it, they will come. kind of the Iowa thing, right? Yeah. So yeah, it's been fabulous for those of us community. Everybody I've talked to in the store, they've been, oh, this is great. We're like kids in a candy store going through here. First day, January 17th, I was in here as an older gentleman. Much older gentleman, one of those guys that he's had a shop for 50 years, right? and he was just ear to ear grin as he's walking down the aisles. And I said to him, "Kid in a candy store?" He says, "The best." It was great.
Love it.
So yeah, it's definitely been successful. So a good few months, and
Yes.
I wanted
Really good start.
I came in a week or so ago. You got some new domestics in,
Yes, we did. Finally,
and
yes.
the Sycamore.
There's just nothing like it.
It's great.
Yes.
Patagonian rosewood slab. I've been every time I'm in. I just have to. You can't not walk by that thing and just feel how silky smooth that thing is. So some great lumber selection here. It is a special order possible.
Yes, with some qualifications on that. We are always willing to chase down things for people. We want to be that kind of outlet. And by and large, we have good enough connections, due to our corporate presence and all
Sure.
the connections that they've had, and the many local producers that we've talked to around here. We're reasonably certain that we can get almost anything that people want.
Excellent.
The two qualifications I would put on it are, wood orders are they tend to be big. Wood, big, long, heavy boards
Right.
and stuff like that. So we're always going to try and bundle things together. So I'll usually wait for a few special orders to
Right.
get put together, and I'll always be honest with people about this may take a number of weeks,
Right.
but we will get it.
That makes sense. That's reasonable.
And now sometimes, if it's local, I had a couple come in and they wanted a piece of quarter sawn sycamore, but they wanted it live edge because they're going to make a mantle out of it.
Ah.
And I have a local supplier that I was able to talk to and go out and get a couple of live edge quarter sawn sycamore slabs for them to take a look at, and they chose one. So sometimes we can do it quickly, but people need to be prepared to wait.
Sure. I think everybody in this day and age, supply chain issues has become like the mantra of just about anything.
Exactly. The other qualification would be sometimes things are just, again, back to supply chain and supplies in general, sometimes things are just not available. A great example would be yellow heart. A lot of people want to get their hands on yellow heart, and it just can't be had right now. A lot of that is, having to do with over harvesting in the native areas for yellow heart, and a lot of those countries are clamping down, understandably, because they want to preserve species for later generations and stuff. So the supply is going to be a lot more challenging on that, but we will always try our best.
That's excellent. That's excellent. So that brings, as I mentioned, you're busy today because the next few days is what for you?
Well, we are finally celebrating our grand opening.
Nice.
We did a soft opening at first, just so that all the guys we could all sort of get our feet wet and learn our own systems and stuff, and get to know the inventory and things. Neither I nor my staff, none of us are going to claim to be absolute professionals across the board.
Right.
My staff, they all have their sort of areas of expertise, but we're all learning at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
But finally, we've gotten to a point where we feel comfortable enough that we're actually going to celebrate the fact that we opened the store. So, yes, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, April 8th, 9th, and 10th, we will have a number of vendor reps here in the store. We'll have Sawstop here doing the infamous hot dog demo. We'll have Festool here on Sunday. The official Festool rep will be here on Sunday. We will have somebody from our corporate office who will be repping for Festool on Friday and Saturday. And he knows Festool like the back of his hand, so Festool will be well represented. Very excited to have Chris Caliendo, who's the owner of Easy Wood Tools. They make the replaceable carbon steel tipped wood turning tools.
Yeah.
He'll be here talking about the tools that they produce, and he'll actually be doing some turning here.
Yep.
We'll have some pen turning demos, probably done by our corporate rep, Dan. And all of that will be leading up to sort of our we'll be doing door prizes and little giveaways and stuff all 3 days. But we will have sort of a grand prize on Sunday, and people can enter for it. To enter, you have to be here in the store. You don't have to be present to win.
So physically, you have to come in and enter, but winner, you don't have to be here.
You don't have to be here. You don't have to stay, all the way until the drawing.
Right.
So we will contact whoever wins. If they are here, great. All the more fun.
Much easier.
But and like I said, no purchase necessary. But the package is a complete pen turning kit.
Wow.
If you will. So it starts out with a Rikon Model 70-105 pen turning lathe.
Nice.
That's about a $500 value, and then you get a complete assortment of things that you need to go along to turn pens. So you'll get some turning tools. You'll get some sandpaper, complete set of finishing sandpaper. You'll get a bottle of Doctor's Workshop finish. You'll get some pen blanks. You'll get 2 complete starter kits for Slimline and Wall Street pens.
Wow.
You'll get a book about pen turning so that you can read about it if you
get your feet wet the easy way. Yeah.
A pen press so that you can put the pens together. A drill vise so that you can bore the center out to put the tubes in.
Right.
Everything you need to start turning pens will be in this package. It's just a little over an $800 retail value.
That's awesome. Very generous. Thank you.
It's the least we could do. We've had a lot of great support these first few weeks that we've been open, and we wanted to make make something fun for the people who've been supporting us. Yeah,
that's
and hopefully this will go to somebody who hasn't been doing pens before.
That would be cool.
That's our hope, and get a new woodworker out of it.
Yeah. That's always nice.
Yeah.
We talked a little earlier about woodworking clubs.
Yeah. Strangely enough, Iowa City doesn't have one.
Right.
Cedar Rapids area has, I think, 3. Cedar Falls has at least 1. Quad Cities has a couple. Des Moines has a couple. Iowa City doesn't have one. So if there's somebody out there from the Iowa City area who wants to start a woodworking club, please do. Because as it turns out, we've discovered there are a lot of woodworkers in the immediate Iowa City area. A lot of them.
More than many of us realize, I think.
Yes. And at some point in the near future, we will be doing an expansion of the store, and part of that expansion will be a completely fitted out workshop / classroom where we'll do classroom activities and demos and stuff. But I at the store level, I can't. We're too busy to try and run a club like that.
Sure.
But whoever does end up establishing that club, hopefully, we would love to be able to sort of provide the meeting space for them at no charge to them. So
wow.
They could use the classroom and have their meetings in there, and we'd love to have them. It's a great way for us to sort of give back to the community and support the woodworking community, because that's kind of most of what I'm after. We need to, if the store's going to be successful, we have to have a community out there that wants us here.
Right.
So we've got to help build that.
Sure. And we talked before, I was in another industry, talked to a lot of the vendors there, did interviews similar to this one. And the one thing that all of them had in common is they understood that law of reciprocity, that if you help educate people and give them the information they need, then they feel that generous spirit, they return it. They come and even if it costs a couple more bucks to buy something here as opposed to somewhere else, they'll do it because they value what you did at the basic level. So, it's sales, but at the same time, it's like you said about building a community that supports each other both ways. Oh, excellent. Well, I know I'm going to be here all day tomorrow, but I have blocked that out because I gotta. So some of the people, we've got SawStop, right? You said you Festool, Easy Wood Tools. I know you said General Finishes couldn't be here.
They planned on being here, but I think their rep went on to greener pastures, and they don't have somebody else who can get them here. But all of us now know General Finishes, so if people have questions about General Finishes and what a fantastic product they have, we'll be here to talk to them.
I know I want to delve into that a little bit because I've got some of the the standard stuff. You get the Minwax that everybody buys to start with because well, especially here because we couldn't find it. If I wanted to find General Finishes somewhere, I had to go hours away or order it online and hope that it was what I was after, right? So I'm kind of looking forward to that. So that's great. And each month you guys kind of do some demos.
Yeah, we'll do a couple demos a month. Originally, according to the flyer that Woodcraft puts out, we had a CNC demo officially scheduled for Saturday, April 9th. Because of the activities, well, two reasons. Because of the activities in the store,
Sure.
and how crowded it's going to be, and because this store, our sort of CNC expert, can't be here on Saturday because of a family funeral.
Oh.
We are moving in this store. Our CNC demo will be on April 23rd, Saturday, April 23rd.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
At 1 o'clock. And Don Kaiser, who's our CNC guy, will be here to facilitate that.
Wonderful. Well, that's good to know. That's good to know. Have to block that out.
A couple of demos on either specific kinds of tools or specific sort of just shop topics.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I know there are some diehard hand tool guys out there in the community that live and die by hand tools, this newfangled stuff. But I think most of us at heart are kind of techie nerd woodworkers, and when we can incorporate some cool machines like a CNC or a laser, that's always fun. Yeah. So excellent. Well, I look forward to this weekend. Thank you, Eric, for taking the time out today and answering a few questions. And again, thank you for bringing this to the community. It's meant a lot to a lot of the people we've talked to. So
thank the community for supporting us. Right. Yes, we really appreciate it. All right.
Well, thank you, folks, for being here. Again, if you're in the Iowa City, Iowa area, stop on in this weekend. Grand opening, some great stuff. So as always, remember, you can do this.